This video is going to continue with the Ericsson example and show what happens as you click on some of the data categories, specifically the general category, which many of our buyers tell us is perhaps the most important to understanding the details about a company. And once you go from the top, which shows the company, the logo, the badges, etc., you then come into an area that's called value proposition. Another area is called customers. The value proposition is incredibly important. It talks about and asks you to state your unique benefit. This is your sweet spot. Here's what you want to do to convey where is your company at its best. Explain your products and services and the value you get from working with your company. The second part of the value proposition talks about what makes you distinctly better than your competitors, and this is a great chance to shine. Why do you normally win bids? Explain it in a couple of sentences. What stands out? Is it because you're cost-effective, efficient, higher quality, etc.? Very important to convey that. The next section, which I believe is actually the most important, even beyond the value proposition, is who have you already done business with? When a large company buyer is looking at a smaller company, they want to know that you have the capacity, the capabilities, and the financials to succeed and that you've done it before. So in this case, Ericsson has done business with Citibank, with Baldwin and Obanoff, and MetLife. Very large firms, and they've described, is the relationship a one-time, an ongoing relationship? Is it recent? And what kinds of services were provided? This is critical. This is the detail that the buyers are looking for that will either qualify you and move you through the due diligence process or eliminate you. As you work down the page, you'll also see two other categories: federal details and general information. Federal details obviously show if you've done business with government, and if you're a registered supplier, what kinds of security clearances you might have, etc. All very important information. Shows also that you work in the commercial and the government sector. And under general information, there are several categories. Company history, when were you incorporated, how long have you been around, what's your structure, where are you incorporated, and then also a little bit about your workforce. Number of full-time and part-time people, what your leadership structure is. Again, goes to credibility and capacity of your ability to provide large company services. And then lastly, at the bottom, it talks about what are your products and services, what are your NAICS codes, what are your primary versus secondary offerings, and what locations do you provide service to or offer your products in. Very important that a buyer can qualify you in or out in that case, because some suppliers don't want to serve a national base, others do. Very important to call that out.